Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Mac, back with another statue unboxing and review. Today we have the PCS 1/3 Sagat to unbox, another big 1/3 statue to add to the collection. So as you can see, the boxes look to have come a little bit damaged. We have some damage right here, and hopefully everything is okay on the inside. These are some really big boxes. They're not too heavy, but you know, they are kind of awkward. So I am convinced that UPS and FedEx hate me by now. If you guys like what you're seeing, make sure to hit that like button. Hitting the like button helps out the channel a lot, and make sure you guys hit the subscribe button too. So let's go ahead and get these boxes opened up, and let's get moving on with this. So I got the art boxes out of the shipper. I got the Tie Guardian set. This does not come with it. You can order it extra to come with the statue. I have number 173 out of 250 for this set, and 17 out of 350 for the Sagat. So boxes look pretty cool. Got some decent artwork on the sides. Basically, it's just the statue itself and what it looks like. I got a little bit of damage here. And then on the Sagat boxes, I basically have the back and the front kind of switched, so it looks the same. Only difference is on the sides, you have the back of the statue and then the front of the statue. So next step is go ahead and get these things opened up and get them out. Let's do that. Alright guys, so we got the styrofoam up and out of the boxes. This is the COA. So PCS has once again strapped us up. I love it. There is no tape on these boxes, so I don't really get to do any knife action, so I'm sorry for that. And so we decided to go with the small box first, and these are the Tie Guardian sets. So you have one. Out. Felt bottom. And this is one of the Guardians here. Pretty cool little detail. So I'll go ahead and pull the other one out. So these boxes are labeled 1 and 2. I kind of forgot which one is which, so I'm thinking that this one is the base because it's lighter than that one. So once again, we'll open these straps up. And I was wrong. So this is the body. So you have the two torsos, you have the open armed and the crossed-armed portrait with the two head sculpts. I should have known better. I should have been like, you know what, the bottom with the legs and the base is probably going to be the heavier one, but there's the head sculpt there. A little elastic there for the patch. So I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff out. To the size of his hand, guys. Okay, so this is the box that contains the base, since I didn't know what I was talking about in the last part. So base and the legs, and we have some more of the smaller Tie Guardians here. So let's go ahead and pull base out. Okay, and then we have the legs. The shorts. I'll give you guys kind of a. Here's my legs. Here's his legs. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all this stuff out of the styrofoam and show it to you guys. Go ahead and pull off one of these little small guardians here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all this out and lay it out on the table here, so you guys can see what it all looks like all laid out. Alright guys, so we got everything laid out here on the table. We have the legs, we have one of the guardians, the other guardians is down here on the side. I got the two head sculpts, and I got the two torsos, the hand, and then the other small guardians that go on the base, and then the two big guardian bases right here. So pretty straightforward assembly. So you just have the legs, so we'll go ahead and install that into the base here. It has this really big key here, which is actually full metal. So that's how that keys in. I'm not gonna move it around because of everything here in the way, but that's how that looks. And then the next part is gonna be either one of the torsos. So it has a really big key here, and it looks like it's got some numbering there at 262. I've noticed that on the head sculpts too, 262. So all right, let's go ahead and throw on one of the torsos. So the torsos are really light. We'll go ahead and go with the opened torso, open armed. So you have the key here, and it basically just kind of slots in like so. Basically need to position the shorts. So that's on there. And then we'll go with the hand. I showed you before. It's pretty big in scale. You know what I forgot? I forgot to put these little guardians on. They go right here on the base. And there's a little key on the back of them, and they have a little magnet that holds them in. So when it's sitting flush onto wherever you have it displayed, this will sit flush as well. All right, so basically you're just gonna crown it off with one of the head sculpts. We'll go with just the normal portrait. And it has a little bandana, so the elastic, so we'll move that out of the way, put it under the ear. So that's what it looks like with the head sculpt on. And this piece is basically all assembled. And then you have the extra guardians, guys. So the guardians key into their perspective bases. They are supposed to fit left and right, so these keys only fit the correct Guardian. So I don't really have them symmetrical, but that's how it would look side by side with everything. So this is the Emperor of Muay Thai exclusive, if I didn't say before. So this is what you get when you order this statue. So what I'll do now is switch it out with the other torso. So the other torso has the same key. Basically slides onto the legs portion. And we have the grimacing portrait. We'll go ahead and stick with that. And that is another look of the statue. I think this pose and this head sculpt look better this way. I think this is the way that this one should look. The other one shows a little bit more aggression. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a few minutes and look over this piece and come back with a review for you guys.
Dare you challenge the king?
Okay guys, so I've went ahead and looked over this piece, and my overall rating, just to start off with, is that this piece is really nice. The only negative thing about it is that it is insanely huge for a 1/3 scale. It is true to size to what, you know, Sagat would be. As we've seen him in game, he's quite a bit bigger than the other characters that are in the game, and it's true to size here. So this thing is insanely big, so it's going to take up a lot of real estate. So I'll start off with the Guardians here. So they normally fit or sit right about here on the statue, but of course in order for me to review it and actually turn it and stuff, you're not going to be able to see that. But the Guardians have a really cool design and detail to them. So they're cracked. The bases are cracked all through here. Actually, just go ahead and take that off so you can see. So the base is cracked, got really nice detail going around it. And you can see like just a little bit of design throughout and the cracking throughout. Pretty nice color texture, matches the base on the Sagat there, and it's got the bottom with the felt and then the little pads to keep it you know, stable. So they're both basically the same. They have their perspective bases like I stated before, and then there's very nice detail on them as well. The only thing I noticed on this one is that it's got like this glue here where you can tell that it was glued together, and you can see it on the back. So I don't know if that's enough for me to complain about, but you know, maybe I can pick that off. But there's very nice cracking and coloring throughout this, and you can, looks like kind of like rust. You can see kind of how it's running down, like they got the paint detail on that just running down the side and all over it. And it's got like little bits of sand or detail grit going throughout. But very cool to have these as well. Is it a must to add them to the statue? I don't think so, but if you are a completist and want to have everything that the statue comes with, then it's probably a good idea to go ahead and pick these up. So this is the other side, the right hand side, kind of the same thing going along. This one has like the cracks throughout the eye, and this one has had a big chunk missing on this side, but basically the same rundown. You can see kind of right here that they've got that detail kind of rust going down the side as well, and then the base is kind of like the same, cracking, detail, color. And now onto the bottom of the base for Sagat. Got, like I said, the same coloring and the same effect and design from the two Guardians. And then you have these smaller Guardians here. Like I said, they key in right here, and they have like the same detail, like the little orange and little dirt speckling going throughout them. Very cool sculpt on them, just like the bigger ones. But the base has like the same kind of cracking effect, just in smaller scale. But very cool. And on the bottom, it also has the felt too. So moving up top, it's got like this little gray slate with a cracking going throughout here. And the feet of Sagat, they look pretty gross. The toenails they look about the same from every other PCS statue that I've received. They got like the little cuticles and a little glossiness there, and then his knuckles on his feet, if that's what you call them. They're pretty grotesque. I'm surprised there's not a little hair on them. But the has this mixed media, the wrapping going around, which is done pretty well, and it's got like a little bit of like kind of like weathering on it, so you can tell it's a little dirty. And you got the back of his heels there. And then the color on it is very nice and done well. So moving upwards to his legs, the musculature, sculpting on this piece is done very, very well. On his knees, if you feel that, it does feel rough, kind of like what a actual knee would feel like if you were a Muay Thai fighter. And then backwards to the back, the calves, you got the striations and the lines throughout the muscles here. As you can see, done very well. Same with, probably won't see that very well, but you have the quads that are done very well as well. So like I said, this statue is sculpted very, very nicely. And then to the back, these shorts are mixed media, of course, and they have the elastic around. And you can see the tiger emblem there. Everybody knows what that is.
Tiger!
So the shorts can be moved into position. There is a seam right here, so you guys can see it on this part. So basically just kind of move the shorts up to cover that. And then the back, you can kind of see like the seam from where it was molded or sculpted right here. So that would be the only thing that I would say that's kind of bad about that if you're looking at it from behind. His back on this torso is done very well. You have like the Christmas tree effect, like a bodybuilder would have. But that the sculpt and the muscularity on this is done very well. And the skin texture is very rough. And it looks like I have a little blemish right here. Looks like a little piece that they missed right there. And then you have the elbows. The elbows are done very well. Just like I said before, like the knees. If he was to hit you with his elbows or knees, this is what I would, expect it to feel like, very rough and gritty. And then he's got his triceps there, very well and defined. And you have these striations going through there. It looks like a horseshoe. And the traps and the delts. And just that back is just insane. You guys look at this here. It's done very well. So the chest is done very well. You have the striations going throughout the side here. On this torso, you see that it has the scar from where Ryu did that uppercut to him. And then you have the very nice vein detail going throughout the upper part of the chest, and that neck area with all the muscles and veins and everything look very well, or very good. and we'll move up for the next portion to get the head sculpt, a little head on there. So the head sculpt is done very well, as you can see. You have the scar up here on the right side of his head, or the left side of his head. The eyes are done very well, or the eye, because of course you can't see this eye because it has the patch, but it has like this elastic band that goes around. Just kind of move it out of the way to install it, like so. You have like that little vein here on the side, and it's got a pretty nasty neck seam or head seam at the top. But if you're looking at the statue from the front, where you're probably going to, it doesn't look that bad. And then looks like when I'm up here, I can see that looks like maybe they missed this part of the wrapping going through when his arms are crossed. Right there, looks like. I don't know if it's sloppy, but I mean, I get that it doesn't go all the way through. They kind of just glued it down there. And then you can actually see the hands folded underneath here, which I'll get right there. And you can see the other one right there. So what I'll do next is switch out to the other torso so you guys can see that one. So this is the other torso option with the other head sculpt. I think, in my opinion, I think this is the way that it looks the best in a collection, or just for me, I think this is the way that I would pose it. As you know, if you watch my channel, I prefer my statues to look kind of pissed. So this is the way that I think that this statue looks the best. So this one has the same kind of design on the head sculpt, just that of course his mouth is open and you can kind of see the teeth there. So it's not acrylic teeth, it's basically just like how the Akuma was. The only one that had acrylic teeth was the Evil Ryu, which you guys can see that, but I have a review up on that, so I'll put the link up for that as well, so you guys go check that out. But the same kind of neck seam, I actually think this one kind of looks a little bit better. And then the ears are looking pretty good on this. Very well sculpted, and then it's got the same scar on the head here, and then the eye is basically the same. But very cool texturing on the actual head itself. Feels like kind of gritty, just like the rest of the statue. But the main part of this one is just, I think this one he just looks even more muscular. So you have the exposed scar there from Ryu, and then the scar follows down to the abdominals there, which you can see that there is a very good sculpt on the obliques on the side and the front abs. And then you also have the extra vein detail going throughout, where you can see that it has a little bit of blue tint to it. Hopefully you guys can pick that up on camera. And then on the back of this one, it basically looks he looks about the same, but it's not as muscular because he's not kind of crunched over in that kind of like that crab pose where it's actually accentuating the muscularity. But you can still see that he's very, very muscular. You have kind of like the spinal cord here that you can see, and then the extra muscle going down, and that still has that like Christmas tree effect on this torso as well. So the traps to the delts and the triceps, everything is looking really good, very muscular. And the chest on this one, you can see the striations as well, and you can see that scar from Ryu that he's bracing there with his open hand with the wrist wraps that are taped very well, and they're glued. And you have his fingernails that are looking they're actually looking pretty good on this one. And then on this arm, you also have the same muscularity. The biceps and everything are looking really good, or the bicep is looking good. And then also you have the wrist, the wrap, and it's also kind of got that following dirt detail. It's kind of tattered right here, so you can cut that off if you decide that you don't like the look, make it look a little bit cleaner. But he is a fighter, so pretty much follows the line. So I'm really digging this piece. Like I said before, the only issue is that it is insanely big. It's going to take up a lot of real estate. On a max scale, I would give it a 8 out of 10, just due to the little things here. Besides the like the seams, and then like I said, the back part where you can kind of see the seam here throughout the shorts, that would be kind of a negative thing. And then the head sculpt and the neck seam, or the head seam, is that you can see kind of here on this one, it's kind of got kind of like a gap right there. But if you switch it to this one, that one makes it look more natural. So it kind of looks like it kind of flows with the folds of the head. I mean, you can still tell it's a seam, but it looks better than the other one. And then just the overall, I mean, this seems to be a little wobbly now that I have it. I think I wouldn't notice that through the review. But same seam going through right here, and I think I have that one on there. So this moves a little bit, but who's going to be moving around this piece once they get it to where they're going to be displaying it? So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below on if you guys are picking up this or the other version that has like a little darker skin. I can't think of it what it is actually called, but I think PCS is doing a really good job with their pieces. A little bit of QC issues, like I said before, like I had that issue on the other arm where it had like the little extra piece where it looks like they may have forgot to, you know, smooth that out, but everything is looking pretty good on this piece. So please leave a like, and like I said before, comment in the section below on what you think, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.